We're rolling. Hello and welcome. What's up, everybody? Got an unboxing for you today. This month's SixSack from 6 Cents Fishing just got delivered. We're gonna crack into it. We're gonna look at all the baits in here one by one. Feels like a pretty stacked sack this month. This box is reasonably hefty, and stoked to see what's in here. Also, I wanted to show you guys this little guy right here. The little guy from KGB, the last of the last, the unobtainable Mohican right here. No longer will KGB Swimbaits be creating the little guy. I did a live stream where I unboxed this bait. Speaking of the live stream, let me show you guys the live stream setup really quick. Check this out. The full live stream setup is up and running. I got dual monitors on the way so that I can run OBS, and I plan on doing many more live streams. So you guys stick around and stay tuned for those. I got my full setup right here, microphone, lights, separate camera. We're up and running. That's my boy AJ Good there with the House of Masks. So that's just my little setup for live streaming. And we did the first ever full live stream unboxing last night. My first ever full public open live streams have been going really well. I've been having a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. And I do plan to fire back up the exclusive heaters only live stream, which is available to channel members only, where I'll be unleashing some top secret goodies and some things that you can only see that I can't talk about publicly, but I will talk about in the heaters only live stream. If you're interested in gaining access to the heaters only live stream, you can become a channel member, and the link for that is down below in the description. If you become a channel member, not only do you get access to the heaters only live stream, but you also get some other special perks. You get cool badges and emojis that I created that you can use here on the channel every time we do a premiere or anytime you're in the chat on one of the live streams. Check it out, and shout outs to all of our incredible channel members that you see scrolling across the screen right here. You guys are a big part of what keeps this whole machine up and running, and I sincerely appreciate your support. But there's just a look at the KGB Lil Guy. No longer will they ever be making this little glide bait. 5/8 of an ounce. It's like 3 or 4 inches. And it's a super heater, man. This thing is sick. And I had to grab one of the last ever. They did a drop. I saw that they were doing a drop the other day. I caught it just in time, and I was able to get one into my cart and get checked out before the bots swooped in and scooped them all. But the KGB Lil Guy, small resin finesse glide bait that you can throw on conventional bait casting gear. You don't need big heavy swim bait glide bait setup to throw this thing. There's a quick close look at the paint scheme on this. It's like a blue shiner, and if you see around the gill plates there and around the eye, it has this gold copper pattern. Really cool. One of the last of the last. You can no longer get this thing. An unobtainable swim bait right here. If you want to see the full unboxing, like I said, that live stream is public here on the channel, so you can go back and rewatch it, reread the chat, and decide if maybe hopping in one of the live streams is something that you want to do in the future. If it is, kick those notification bells on, and YouTube will let you know when I fire up a live stream, because I pretty much just do it at random whenever I have the time, whenever I'm feeling like doing it. And the first ever unboxing on live went down last night with the KGB Lil Guy. So Spro is going to be taking over production of the Little Guy, just like they did the Spro version of the KGB Chad, and Kevin and KGB will no longer be making this resin bait. That's a bummer. I guess they just didn't have the capacity or the bandwidth to keep up with production of all the different baits that they offer. So they're handing this one over to Spro, and me personally, I much prefer the OG original KGB versions compared to the ABS. The ABS stuff is good. Spro makes some awesome baits, not hating on them at all. But dude, when I realized that this was literally my last opportunity to get my hands on the KGB Lil Guy, which I first saw at the Bassmaster Classic. They had these in the booth, and I was intrigued, but I ended up picking up a different KGB swim bait from them that was gifted to me by Kevin himself at the KGB booth. Shout outs to Kevin Brightwell and KGB Swimbaits. I'll show you guys that bait here. Let me grab it. The Moon Pie Professor. So this is, you know, more big swim bait status. This is a bigger bait, multi-joint, unique shape to it. And what's really cool about it is you can chop it, and it sort of chops and glides similar to the Chad, but I fish it like a multi-joint, man. I'm on the fast burn, twitch, pause type of retrieve with this bait right here. This is the KGB Professor, gifted to me straight from his hands into mine at the Bassmaster Classic from Kevin and KGB. Thank you, Kevin. Love this bait, man. Been having a blast fishing it, and I've caught multiple fish on this dude right here. You can still get the Professors from KGB, but you can no longer ever purchase an OG original Lil Guy, at least not straight from KGB. Secondhand, you'll be able to get them from the flippers and the scalpers, but it'll be astronomical. This is not a cheap bait, but when I saw that they were going away and that production was going to be handed over to Spro and they were going to transfer these over to ABS exclusively and they weren't going to make these anymore, man, I had to grab myself one. So there it is, man, the KGB Lil Guy. I'm going to throw this on my 7.2 medium heavy Mod Fast Heater Series rod with 15 to 17 pound fluorocarbon. Also, probably I'll try to throw it on the 7.4, but I think the 7.2 is going to be perfect for chopping this little guy around. And I'm stoked to have my hands on one of the last of the Mohicans, the KGB Lil Guy. But we got to talk about this right here, this month's SixSack from 6 Cents Fishing. Now, the SixSack is 6 cents monthly base subscription service where they will deliver a select bundle of heaters. As you can see, it says heaters only right here on the box. I wonder how that got there. It's heaters only in the SixSack every month to your doorstep. Build your tackle pile, tackle mile without ever having to leave your house. I've been a SixSack subscriber for years, and I have unboxed literally every single SixSack that I've ever received right here on this YouTube channel. There is a SixSack playlist if you want to see all of them, going back years ago where I was filming them in the office back in the back of my house. When I first started doing these unboxings, I always have a good time. And if you guys are interested, after we check out what's in here and becoming a SixSack subscription holder yourself, you can use my code JR6SACK when you sign up. That's gonna knock $10 off the price of that first sack. It's a $50+ value in every box. But if you use my code JR6SACK when you sign up, it's gonna bring the cost of that first sack down to like $28. Killer deal, excellent way to secure the heaters, save the bread, support the movement at the same time. So thank you to everybody who signs up using my code. And one of the really cool things about the SixSack is there's often like fresh drops, new baits that haven't hit the market yet, or exclusive soft plastic colors that you can't get anywhere else. So you get early access, you get access to colors. Hang on, take a little pause here. It's Cooper Thor from 6. What's up, Coop?
What's up, my brother?
Hey man, how you doing, dude?
Good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm actually right in the middle of shooting this month's SixSack unboxing video. So do you think you'll have time to chop it up a little bit in this afternoon? It'll probably be like another 20 minutes or so. I'll be able to call you back.
Yeah,
all right, man.
Absolutely. I'll free all afternoon for you, brother.
Sweet, man. I'll holler back at you, Coop. All right, later, dog. My man Cooper Thor over at the 6, my dog, Coop Dog. Dude is the real MVP. Always keeps me laced up with everything that I need out there on the water. Takes excellent care of me, him and the entire team over at 6 Cents. Shout outs to those people. Could not do what I do without them. But the SixSack, exclusive colors, early access. I think that's where I was. So you can get colors that you can't get anywhere else and that will never be available on the open market, and as well as early release bait drops for new stuff that's coming down the pipeline. So that's just a few reasons why you want to be a SixSack subscriber, aside from the fact that you're just going to get a bundle of baits that you can use to expand your arsenal, catch more bass, and potentially try some things that you wouldn't have thought of to try on your own without ever having to leave your house. It's like fishing Christmas 12 months out of the year, man. Or you can sign up for like 3 months, 6 months, whatever. You can cancel anytime. JR6SACK, the 6 Cents SixSack, my favorite monthly subscription service, heaters only. And I've mentioned that I had opened every SixSack ever here on the channel, and actually last month was a little bit different. I want to share something really quick with you guys just in case you didn't see it. Check this out. I ran out here to the truck because I told myself if I saw somebody worthy, somebody cool, if any youngster came up to me that sort of had the right energy, I was gonna hook them up. I just got the SixSack delivered, but not just that. You know, I brought a heater with me too. They got this box right here. I told myself if I ran into anybody up here that had that right kind of energy, that Team 6 energy, I haven't opened it yet, but I was like, we can bring it up and open it together. So you down to do a quick unboxing with me? Let's do this, man. I'm gonna crack into this sucker. That's I don't even have this color, bro.
Heaters.
Gill flake. That's a new one. All right, bro. I'll tell you what. I'm jealous. There's a lot of stuff in here I wouldn't mind fishing with. I'll let you take all that. That's all. Enjoy. Hope you catch a dragon, man.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, my pleasure, bro. But what you telling us? You know, I also have this. What the hell? I have this in the truck. It's brand new, and I don't have a reel for it, bro. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe you can find it somewhere, brother. You can have that ride. Love, dude. Get out there and catch some fish. And yeah, just a couple extra little goodies to go home with you today, man, because you had that right kind of energy. So enjoy, man. It's my pleasure. It's nothing.
Congrats.
No, it's nothing. Thank you, brother. No, it's nothing. So that right there was a really cool moment where I got to unbox the SixSack with a dude that I met at the Tackle Shack ATX grand opening. Shout outs to the homies over at Tackle Shack ATX, the best tackle shop in Austin, Texas. You guys gotta go check that place out. But at their grand opening, you can see I met the kid there, and he was putting off that right kind of, that heater energy, that dragon energy. So we did that, and it was a really cool moment, and I was happy to capture that on camera and share it with you guys. But I think that's enough of me running my mouth. Let's just go ahead and get off into the box, into the sack. I know you guys want to see it. I'm going to use my Berg Blades bottle butcher to do this unboxing. Shout out to my friend Matt Westberg over at Berg Blades on Instagram, at Berg Blades, if you guys are interested in learning more about the bottle butcher. One of my favorite little pieces of EDC cutlery right here. Matt has always been super cool to me. Not a sponsor, just a friend, and a really cool knife for doing these unboxings. Let's slice off into the box, and then we'll creep our way off into the sack, and we'll see what 6 Cents has in store for us this month in the SixSack. One by one, I'll go through these baits and I'll tell you guys what I think and how I would use them, and I'll try to cover all the bases. I was about to throw this box. You know, we've made a tradition here on the channel of throwing the box every time I get ready to discard the packaging, but my little weasel, my little Dutch Shepherd Blaze, is laying down over here on the ground, and he's got his eyes locked on this thing, waiting for me to throw it. And if I do throw it, he's gonna grab it, he's gonna chew it, he's gonna shake it, he's gonna run around, and he's gonna make a bunch of background noise. So what I'm gonna do is just set it over here. I have to forego the box toss, at least for this video. See, he saw me set it down, and he put his head right back down on the ground, back to his nap. But he was about to go berserk for that box if I had chunked it. But anyways, back to the SixSack. Here we go. Let's see what they have in store for us this month. It's a pretty stacked sack. If I'm just going off weight, it's pretty hefty and heavy. Okay, I see something that I don't even recognize in here. You wanna be a SixSack. If you're not a SixSack subscriber, you wanna sign up. There's something in here. I think if you sign up right now, you'll still get this month's sack. JR SixSack, $10 off. There's a new heater in here. I can already see it. I can tell just from what I can barely see that one of the baits in this month's sack is an unreleased bait. Stoked on that. We're gonna save that for last. Let's start off right here with the Divine Shaky Worm. Oh my gosh. I gotta be careful. You guys might have, you probably just saw it. I might have just spoiler alerted the whole thing right there. But anyways, the Divine Shaky Worm, green pumpkin, 7-inch, the old worm, you know, summertime dragging a worm. You gotta have a worm tied on right now. I mean, it is worm dragging time. And the green pumpkin, Divine Shaky Worm, super heater. Let me get this light. All right, had to get that light straightened up just a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see the color a little bit better. I had the box light was shifted just a little bit, so that, I'm sorry if the beginning portion of this video was a little dark, just in case. There's one more, yeah, that's a little better. There's one more look at that Lil Guy from KGB. I'll try to see what I can do to fix that in the post editing process. But there's the green pumpkin, 7-inch Divine Shaky Worm. It's worm dragon time. And a lot of people throw this on a shaky head, but I would just Texas rig it. That's how I like to fish a worm. Good old TR on the green pumpkin. It's hard to beat a soft plastic worm in the summertime, especially when the bite gets tough. So that's an excellent option coming out of the sack. That's a really good summertime option right there. I'll probably throw these in the boat right away. But let's see what else we have this month. Oh, that's sick, dude. Conda Finesse Jig, the Finesse Swim Jig. But check out the color, dude. Junebug Gill. This is a color that I don't have, and this is a super heater, dude. 6 cents coming with the uniqueness. Reminds me of the old Blacklight Crush 50. Yeah, look, I've got it right here behind me. First off, let me get the rubber band off the skirt. The Conda Finesse Swim Jig. So a couple unique features. I'm gonna show you a hard bait that compares to this same color scheme that they've got going on here. What did I say? Junebug Gill. All right. It reminds me of the old, I think it was called Blacklight or Blacklight Craw or something, but purple and black, orange on the chin, the Conda Finesse Swim Jig. So it's got a smaller finesse hook, still a really strong, high quality hook, still has the screw lock bait keeper system, but a couple changes. Like I said, smaller profile, finesse cut on the skirt. So you can see the bottom side of that skirt has that funky haircut, kind of finesse jig cut to it. And then the weed guard is also lighter wire. It's softer, you know, it's easier for that fish to press that down. You're gonna have a higher hookup ratio. And it's an entirely new head mold from the Divine Swim Jig on the Conda. So smaller profile, finesse cut, high quality, strong finesse hook, and a softer weed guard, and a killer Junebug Gill color. Reminds me of the Blacklight Craw Crush 50 from back in the day. Don't know that you can get this anymore. And if you can, it's not directly from 6 cents because it's not on the website anymore. These colors right here, I'm stoked to have them on my tackle wall. And that right there, super heater for those of you that like throwing the dark colors in the murky water. I like pairing the Conda Finesse up with the Bongo. Bongo seems to be my favorite trailer for throwing on this bait. It's one of my favorite swim jig trailers in general, but I trim it down just a little bit. I cut just a little bit of section off the body, and then I pair that up with the Bongo. Kicks and flicks incredibly on the back of the Conda Finesse Swim Jig. That's a color that I didn't already have that I'm stoked to add to my arsenal. And that is a perfect example of why you want to be a SixSack member, subscriber, subscription holder, whatever you want to call it. This is why you want to sign up right here, dudes. I never would have had this color. I never would have got this color. I'm not even sure if it's on the website. It might be, but would I have gone and selected this color, added it to my cart, and made the purchase on my own? Probably not. But thanks to 6 Cents Fishing, in the SixSack, I now have one in my arsenal, and you never know. You could end up tying on one of these colors that you get in the SixSack, smashing them on it, and it could become one of your new super heater, high confidence baits. And that's one of the things I really love about the SixSack. It encourages me, or almost forces me, to branch out and try baits, or at least own baits that I never would have bought on my own. And sometimes, if you're not gonna fish them, it's cool to have them in the collection, like that Blacklight Craw right there that you can no longer get. So also, really quick, I just thought about, shout outs to whoever sent me this shirt. It says, red meat, we crave sustenance, food. Rest in peace, Philip Seymour Hoffman, one of my favorite actors, one of my favorite movies. This shirt just showed up in the mail, and I have no idea who sent it. So if it was you, thank you so much. Freaking love it. Love this movie. Love the quote. Movie quotes, the name of the game around here. Maybe I'll cut out the part where I just said the name of the movie. What movie is this shirt from? Philip Seymour Hoffman, The Suck Zone, Going Green. Let me know what movie that's from. All right, let's keep it rolling. Thank you to whoever sent the shirt. There's some stuff in this sack, bro. Let's bust this one out really quick. Terminal, the Juggle Lockheads. Juggle Lockheads, 3-pack, 3/16 ounce. Okay, I got you. I know what these are for. Let's check it out here really quick. So the Juggle Lockheads, they're meant to be paired up with like a hover shot hook, like that right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then you tie to this, and then the Juggle Lockhead is your weight out to the front. So you no longer have to, like, this is how we used to do it. We shove a nail weight down into the body of the Juggle. Hang on, strike that, reverse it. Or hang on, let's just do this the right way. Let me grab a Juggle off of the tackle wall, and I'll show you exactly how this was meant to be rigged up in comparison to the old way. A hover shot, the Juggle lock head, demonstration, engage. Okay, so right here, I have a pack of the Juggle minnows, one of 6th Sense's most deadly soft plastic minnow baits, the Juggle minnow. And for the longest time, we're fishing the hover juggle, you know, where you'd use a hover shot hook like this, you would rig that into the bait, and then you would take a nail weight and you would shove it into the nose of the bait, and that would give you that horizontal, parallel to the bottom of the lake profile where the bait was sitting horizontal in the water. But now what you can do is you can use that same hover shot hook and you can use the Juggle lock heads, and these suckers just screw right into the nose of your bait. Let me get it done quick here. So you no longer have to mess with that nail weight. Gives you a little bait fish head. You know, you got the eyes, a little more realistic look now, instead of just having a nail weight sitting in there. And a lot of times, honestly, the nail weight would have to go so deep into the body of the minnow that it would sort of collide and interfere with your hook. Now you just have that screw lock in there so that hook can work freely inside the body of the bait without coming into contact and without both of the pieces of terminal tackle interfering with each other. That's a really killer, potentially overlooked piece of terminal tackle that you might not go out and grab on your own if I didn't tell you about it, or if you weren't a SixSack subscriber. So that's sick. I'm gonna leave that right here on the tackle mat. This tackle mat, the rigging mat from 6th Sense. Awesome. As you can see, all these hooks right here. I don't know if you can see all these freaking hooks. They're all just stuck to the magnet because the 6th Sense rigging mat has these little magnets up in the corners, and it just enables me to keep track of all the hooks that I have sitting loose on the tackle table. Freaking love the rigging mat. You guys check it out on SixSenseFishing.com, along with all these other super heaters that I'm showing you. But I'm gonna keep this right here on the rigging mat so that I can remember that I wanna fish that sucker, because that's a heater. I've never messed with these before, but that right there, they're gonna eat that, I can already tell. All right, hopefully you guys didn't see too much into the sack. Let's keep it rolling. This month's SixSack, so far so good. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Boom. You had a small profile finesse swim jig, and now you have something a little bit beefier. A 1/2 ounce 4/0 hook axle finesse jig. So you got the finesse swim jig and you got the finesse axle jig. Black and blue spice. Little spice is nice. Check this out. I've been gaining some confidence in that black and blue. Been throwing a little small profile bodega black and blue here on the channel. Videos are out there. Check them out. Speaking of the bodega, both the bodega 4.8 and the 3.5 little bitty finesse BFS version have started creeping their way onto the website, but they're going fast. So you guys check out SixSenseFishing.com, snoop around. You might see that bodegster on there. Pick up some of those. Super heaters, been smashing them on that. But back to the axle finesse jig. It's got that same finesse cut for the skirt, but it has an EWG style hook. So as you can see, it's not a round bend, it's an EWG, and it swings. Same screw lock as before, except it's free swinging screw lock that matches up with the EWG. You can screw whatever trailer you prefer on the back of this thing, and it's gonna give you a weedless profile. This jig will literally come through anything, and then when you get bit, that hook is gonna swing upward into the roof of that fish's mouth and increase your hookup ratio, increase your landing ratio. And that's a sick little color right there, a little black and blue with like smoke gray. The spice is nice. Let's keep it rolling with the SixSack. What else this month? Should we do hard bait or soft bait? I'm gonna go with another soft bait. All right. Green pumpkin burst stroker craw. Perfect. There's a look at it up close and personal. Green pumpkin burst stroker craw, and this is a perfect bait to pair up with your axle finesse jig. Let's go ahead, play tackle box, and make a match made in heaven really quick. Super easy to rig this up. Screw lock bait keeper. Having the screw lock on there is gonna help you preserve your soft plastics as well. You won't go through as many because it really keeps them locked down onto the jig, and it's harder for the fish to steal or rip your bait away. So there we go. We got the stroker craw just hanging and dangling like that, and now you just rig it up. EWG style, mark where your hook point needs to go through. It's gonna be pretty deep on the body. You don't want it to be too tight. You want that thing to be able to free swing. So it's gonna go in right almost between the eyes of the stroker craw, honestly. But then it's gonna sit flat up against the body, text pose it like that right there. And there it is, dudes. Green pumpkin burst stroker craw. Don't forget to separate those pinchers on the back of that axle finesse jig. The way it crawls across the bottom of the lake is going to give it some secondary action. You know, when it hits rocks and bumps and logs and stuff, it's going to make that trailer bait kind of bounce up and shake. And yeah, so just a unique style of jig with a swinging hook. The axle finesse jig paired up with the stroker smoke. Let's keep it rolling. We got a couple more baits in here. Oh, okay. A Provoke 97X. The smaller profile, hard plastic jerk bait from 6 cents. They have the 106, but the 97 has become my favorite. This is a really cool little color right here. What is this? Bluegill spawn. Check it out. You got a bluegill pattern on a jerk bait. So best of both worlds. You're gonna be able to imitate a bluegill and a bait fish simultaneously with this little 97X. Killer little hard jerk bait, and as always with all 6 cents hard baits, you're getting premium quality paint schemes, hooks, and hardware straight out of the box. No alteration required. You do not need to upgrade anything. This thing is tournament ready, dragon ready, straight out of the package. That's a killer little hard jerk bait right there. Don't have that color. Another reason why the SixSack is awesome. It adds colors that I don't currently have to my arsenal. But this right here, old son, wait, there's something else in here. Got a little pack of, oh, hey, look, check it out. Remember earlier we were talking about the Juggle lock heads? They hooked it up with a pack of the Juggle shot hooks as well. So you don't even need to worry about the hook I was showing you. You're gonna get a pack to go along with the terminal tackle for the minnow right there in this month's SixSack. It's a killer little pairing right there. Awesome, perfect size, 2/0. 5 hooks. Pair these up with the Juggle minnow and the Juggle lock heads, you're good to go. So they gave you the whole kit, the full kit for both the axle swinging jig and the Juggle shot right here in this month's sack. But wait, there's more. Check this out, dude. This is the new 6 cents minnow bait. It's called the Shindo. You guys may have seen them teasing it, or some of the 6 cents team members teasing it on social media. Dude, this is my first time getting hands and eyes on it in person right now. So I'm gonna show you guys. A little bit larger profile, sort of like a fluke soft jerkbait style minnow. Has a unique little section there in the tail that separates the main part of the body from the tail section. That also has a split belly. And this color is Wakasagi. It's like a smoke shad, a smoke minnow, and it has some purple, blue, and black flake in it. The new Shindo. All right, let's take a look at this thing here. All right, it's got some little markings on the back. I don't know if you can see, but that's where you can kind of select your hook point. Shout out to the 6 cents terminal chamber. I'm assuming that this will work well with something like this, one of the 6 cents tungsten ball head jig heads. These things are super high quality. Get a look here. Yep, that would pair up perfectly. So if you wanted to shake a minnow, but obviously if you guys have been watching me fish for any amount of time, you know that I love throwing a weightless soft plastic jerkbait. So what comes to mind for me would be throwing it on an EWG style hook like this right here, and then just twitching it around weightless. So let's do that, dude. Let's rig it up. I'm gonna go right into the nose of the bait. I'm gonna come out right before the split in the chin, go around, and then just rig it up. Oh yeah, okay. Yep, this is how I would start out. Oh yeah, that right there is how I would start out throwing that thing. Look at that, dude. That's gonna twitch around A little bit bigger profile than your traditional fluke. I throw a fluke, I throw the flush 5.2, and now the all new Shindo looks like it's gonna be making its way into my arsenal thanks to the SixSack from 6 Cents Fishing. JR SixSack if you wanna sign up. Thank you to whoever sent this t-shirt, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed the unboxing. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, but that's about all I got for you today. That about does it. That about wraps her on up. So I'm gonna say goodbye for now, and I will see you on the next one. Out there throwing some of these heaters, man. Later.